Okay, so I'm here with the KTT. Let's have a little look at this bit of a clip from my last ride when I was coming back from Glastonbury tour, and we'll see why I might have an issue. Right, so as you saw there was a load of fuel all over the floor, and if I was wearing my normal knee-high boots I wouldn't have even felt that, but luckily I only had my jeans and shoes on, so therefore just got a wet leg. So what's going on here? This piece here on the bottom of the carb, you'll see, come loose, and I've had this happen before and I've really done it up as tight as I possibly can. I feel the main problem is the fact you've got two tubes coming down that are flexing and got movement. You've got this large T-piece, you know, that's got that facility to want to twist that way or that way. When you have a carb that's just got one end, one feed, if you like, even if it's 2 into 1 or whatever, I feel like you get a better chance of it not coming off. But like I say, this one, bit of a problem. So what was on there was some fibre washers. I don't know if they got soaked in fuel or not. I think I fitted them, but they were fibre washers. I'm not convinced that's helping me out. So, got myself a selection of copper washers, which I've got here. And some of these are like obviously miles too big, but I may well try and use them on the other bit where this float attaches to the bottom of the carb. I'm not sure if these are the right size for that either. Anyway, so the best size out of what I had was these ones. So you got that, but I needed to convert that into one of these. So I had to open it up. There might be one the correct size available. Anyway, because obviously that needs to go over this. So I opened it out using a countersink and a reamer, adjustable reamer, so we just get rid of the countersink coming from each side because the countersink was slightly too big. The difficulty is trying to hold that when you're trying to drill. It's like it just wants to spin. But anyway, so we've done that. I'm going to put it back on here now, and then we'll turn the fuel tap on and see where it's going to leak. Hopefully it won't. If it does, back to the fibre washers. Also, what I might do, see that little nipple thing on the end, I might well put some locking wire around that so it doesn't fall off. Okay, that's pretty tight, but I did it even tighter before and it still come off, so who knows, eh? I'm only going to turn the fuel on, but this carb does leak a lot of fuel, so I won't be surprised if it does leak when I turn this on, but I'm mainly trying to see if it weeps here and here. Yeah, that's leaking straight away. So those copper washers didn't work, it was still leaking. I've got some 1200 grit wet and dry air on a bit of plate glass. I'm going to give them a little bit of a sand both sides. We'll try them again. If that's no good, I'm going to put back in the fibre washers that are in there. I've soaked the fibre washers in petrol for like a day, so it might help. So I've got those brass washers back in after flattening them on the glass. See what happens. Yep, she's still leaking. So I'm going to try and put these back in, my fibre washers, see what happens with that. Alright, back on the fibre washers now. Obviously I was trying to try brass just because well, I was hoping I might be getting a nice solid connection and not have this thing come loose again. Anyway, go back to the fibres, I'll turn it on. If it leaks, that's fine, it's just going to leak. I'm not going to change those fibres, you know, they've been soaked now. That's actually pretty good. I can't see it dripping off the bottom. I mean, normally, as soon as I turn my fuel on, even on these actual washers, it leaks. So I guess because I've taken them out, I've soaked them in some fuel. Don't know. But I'm going to try and put a little bit of locking wire, I think, from that nipple that I mentioned up to, like, I reckon perhaps to here, the rubbery hose, just so it's not clanging around on this brass work. I'm just paranoid about that little thing falling out and then me never getting a replacement, because obviously this is quite a rare carb, so I'm going to try and do that next. Okay, got myself some of this Ormiston wire. I'm going to try and wrap it around that little nipply thing, like I say, and then probably land it onto the rubber of the fuel line. So, how much do I need? Quite a bit actually. So let's go with about that much, I think. Yeah, that'll be alright. That's going to be alright actually, because look, I can put this through this little sort of jubilee clip thing. Right, and then we'll just lock these two together. Alright, so that's all done then. As to whether it's any good or not, who knows, eh? Alright, there she is. I'm happy with that, that will do. And peace of mind, it won't fall, well, won't be lost. Okay, so the next order of business is rear tyre. This one on here is an old Firestone. Does say made in England, I thought they're American, but anyway. It's a 3x20. Now that 20 is my biggest problem here. I've been trying to find tyres for this. You just don't get them. It's like 17, 18, 19, 21. 21s are generally the front as well, I think. So I've got a 20 rear and I've got a 21 front. That's the original wheels, but obviously pain. So yeah, so I got a puncture on the way back from my over 100-mile ride to the tour in Glastonbury. Noticed it was looking a bit low, but obviously it's actually punctured. So yeah, that'll be the next order of business. We'll be stripping this off to get the rear wheel out, change the tyre, change the inner tube, probably change that pan tape, the rim tape. I could obviously puncture repair the inner tube. This tyre is still good actually, to be fair, but I've sourced a new one. I think it's called Simplex, like 250 quid for a rear tyre, which is bloody outrageous, but like I said, it's because of this 20-inch jobby. So let's get on with that then. Right, my split pins here, I've got 3, 1, 2, 3. Evidence has probably been racing the plastic and changed the gear ratios. So I get one of them off. So that's it, rear wheel out. Caused a little bit of damage to the brake plate, the paint. Might be able to see it with my fingers pointing. Not ideal, but it's very difficult to get in and out. Maybe I could have done with it being higher up, or taking this rack off. I'm not sure. Trouble is, this tyre is only a 3 section, and the new one's going to be a 3.5. So I think it's going to be more of a struggle to try and get it back in. So I'm not quite sure. I don't want to remove this. So we'll figure it out anyway. Yeah, let's wait for the new tyre, get it on, because this bike's going to a show next Sunday, so I don't really have a lot of time to sort this out. Right, let's start with the fitment, removal and fitment of the new rear tyre for the KTT. Here's the new tyre that I bought. I did mention it was £252, which I was not impressed with. It's a lot of money for a narrow, thin tyre. I don't mind for my sports bikes, stuff like that. You can see, maybe you'll be able to see here, Simplex, made in the USA. And it's a 3.5 20 inch, so it should be what I need. I haven't actually really checked it's going to fit the wheel. I'm just going to take the old tyre off and go from there. I bought this Michelin inner tube. Now obviously everything on here says 21. It's a bit worrying because I need a 20 inch, but it goes up to like a 3 by 21 and I need a 3.5 by 20, so I'm kind of almost hoping that, you know, maybe it's going to work. If not, we'll patch the original. I've got this, a new band tape, rim tape, I don't know what you call it. If there's one inside that looks good, maybe I won't use this. But chances are, when I buy something new, I just use it anyway. Right, and then I've bought these. These are supposed to help me, they're supposed to go over the rim and protect and help me not damage my chrome rim. So we're going to see how we get on with that, okay? Oh, jeez. Oh my god. Jesus. Right, so I've got the tyre off, and as you'll see, I've actually ended up cutting it with a hacksaw. The levers weren't working, and more annoyingly, my rim protector things were not protecting. So my tools have like dug straight through this thing and now damaged my chrome rim, which I'm really annoyed about, because these were in immaculate condition, front and back were like no rust, original rim, perfect condition. And I've tried to change the tyre and yeah, I've dinged it, so I'm really pissed off. Anyway, yeah, inside here, quite good condition from what I can see. And then these little things, the rim clamp things, are obviously modern replacements because they're just kind of like, well, I say they're modern, I don't know, but they're plasticky, like slightly rubbery plasticky things, whereas what came with the bike was like, they were just like metal with some fabric on them, but they look wider than what these are. These look a bit narrower, so I'm sticking with these as that's what's been fitted. I'm going to spray a little bit of silicone lubricant along this rim, just because it shouldn't affect the rubber, but I'm worried about rust, but it doesn't seem to be rusty. I'm going to put a bit of fairly washed up liquid around this rim. Alright, so that was by far one of the worst jobs I've ever had to do. I've damaged the rim, which is really not good. It's just so particularly awkward, so I think in future I'll have to trust one of the professionals to get it done. So let's try and lift this up into the thing. It's going to be a little tricky. I've got these here, these little tabs have to sit inside. Just put a little bit of Castellar on, might help it go together. I'm just going to adjust the chain a little bit. Got a little bit too much play here. Got more like about an inch for a swinging arm, obviously rigid. So this is always a pain. Don't like doing this, but anyway. This is one of the most important ones to do up. If it comes out, this brake plate can spin round and cause problems. So all back on now, all back together, and I've come back and checked this tyres up a day later, so I didn't pinch the tube when putting it back together again, so that's all good. Yeah, hopefully you'll see when I upload the following video the ride on this bike where the carb and puncture incident happened. So yeah, hopefully you'll look forward to seeing another onboard KTT video coming up.